Overrated.
Why do you have to be so loud? Everybody's speaker just blew from that.
So, you're wondering what's overrated? We're about to tell you. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to talk about overrated bourbons.
Dave's list of most overrated bourbons.
Now, see what he did to me? We sat here and he said,
What's this we? This is your list.
it is my list, but he forced me to choose my list.
So technically here's what we were talking about doing. We were talking about doing like an overrated and underrated list. And Dave just started spewing out like this bottle and this bottle and this bottle and this brand. And I was just like, time out. How many we got here? And we were like up to 7. I was like, well, keep going. Let's just hit 10. We'll just hit 10 of them. And this was all of his list. Now, some I agree with, some I don't agree with. I'll make sure I make that abundantly clear on which ones I don't agree with, though.
I'm sure you will.
But this is Dave's list. And to give you credit, then on the more underrated side, it's basically all of your list.
Almost.
Yeah, I helped out with a couple.
That was a harder list.
It kind of is, because we talk about a lot of things that we like.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure. All right, well.
Also, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, notifications, and let Dave know where he's wrong about and what he missed on the list.
Yeah, remember, don't give Zach any slack, because there are times where you all will give Zach slack for my opinion, and just let you know that we don't always share the same opinion, and mine is more controversial at times than.
Well, I mean, you just go after all the like brands that are like, hey, everybody loves these, like, and you're like, no, they're trash.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of trash, actually, this isn't necessarily trash. I just think that it's one of the more overrated bottles in all of bourbon.
I think, honestly, if you're going to have a list of overrated bourbons, it's hard not to have this on there.
Correct. Now, the one thing I do appreciate with this bottle is there is date significance with it. And so you can gift or buy something that marks a significant date in your history if in fact it's bottling day for Blanton's on those days. But other than that, the liquid inside is mediocre.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Like,
it's fine.
I'm not downing, but it's not like something that you're going to pine over or anything like that. It's fine.
Yeah.
And so I think it's overrated in the sense of people go after this a lot. People try to find it a lot, and some of it is warranted. I get some of it is warranted, but for the most part, this is one of those. I'm gonna pass most of the time.
Honestly, though, at some point in time in your bourbon journey, you have went after this bottle.
Yes, for sure.
And you got excited about this bottle.
For sure.
Now, some of you all still love these bottles, and that's great. That's fantastic. But I think how people chase after these for 2 reasons. I think A, because they get really into it, and they're new. It's a beautifully designed bottle, and there's dates, and there's, you can collect all the toppers and do all that. And the other part is people resell it. So there is this crazy demand for them, and people get all super excited for them, and they're just like, let's be real. Rare Breed 1920 smoke this bottle every single day.
Yes, for sure.
So.
And again, all of these bottles, we're not saying that the liquid inside is bad necessarily.
Some of them.
Yeah. But I just think there's a hype about them that maybe isn't warranted.
Yeah.
So, next on the list is Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana.
Or, as the cool kids like to say, okay.
Yes. I'm not one of the cool kids because I'm throwing these things under the bus. So, I have been drinking bourbon for a long time.
3 months.
But I've been drinking seriously bourbon for about 3 or 4 years now.
2 weeks.
5 days. And all of the OKI that I've ever tried are one of the most overhyped bottles that I try and I try to like them in a significant way because it has a good like people talk about all like, oh, the new OKI's coming out, the old new OKI's.
Well, it's because all the old OKI was awesome.
Well, that must have been pre Dave Parkerson.
It was. It definitely was.
And now it is just, it's okay. And it sits on shelves. Like this OKI Reserve, the store I go to all the time still has it lined the shelf with it, just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, because if you all go back to our review, where we talked about this bottle, I believe we even said in that review, there's a metric crap ton of this stuff out there. Don't buy any on the secondary.
And so I just think it's a bit overhyped for what it is.
It's a bit overhyped because at the end of the day, it's not that good.
Yes.
And it just blows me away because they do a great job where they show on the back where, you have all of this, like, not all of it's like ultra age, but, for the most part, it's all older age, except for the 2014s in there. That's a 0.2% of the percentage. It's not a lot. And I don't think that small amount throws it off. I just don't think it was put together well. I don't think it was blended very well. And sadly, it's just not that good. I do have hopes for the next release, but we'll see.
Yeah. Again, we always have hopes for it, but it always lets us down.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Next one on the list is...
This one hurts my heart.
The Bardstown Fusion. You all know our love for Bardstown.
Big Bardstown fans.
Big Bardstown fans. This is generally a miss for us.
I've never had a Fusion that I like.
Yeah. And so people buy this because it's the cheaper version of...
Sure.
And now, honestly, I think this is going to get lost in the shuffle, and maybe this will be... We may eventually have to move it to an underhype. It's going to get lost in the shuffle because there is two $45 bourbons that are going to be available pretty regularly that just taste way better than this.
It is...
For $30 cheaper.
Yeah, I agree. So this is Fusion 4. I bought it because the tour guy that did it, he actually put this together.
Yeah.
And he won it. And I was like, cool, I'll buy it. And I tried it afterwards. I was just like, it's really nutty.
Yeah.
And most of them just come off a little flat, a little nutty. A lot of times, I don't know why. But they're big misses for me. And this is the only thing Bardstown makes I think is actually kind of like a pass.
Yes. Yep.
Straight up.
I agree with that 100%. Next on the list, let's go Maker's 46.
Go ahead.
There's going to be a lot of hate for that because Maker's 46 has such a good, like, of all the Makers.
Because it's good.
It is good, but I don't think it's that good. There are so many other things that I would rather have from Makers than the 46.
Name 16 bottles.
Name 16 bottles? I don't know if I can name 16 bottles, but I just think that this is okay, and it's not the best of what they put out.
I personally really like Maker's Mark 46. I like cast strength more. I personally really like this just because
I like the cast strength actually.
But I think this is really nice to drink on when it's warm. And it has that French stave. Yeah, it was French stave, right? French oak staves. It adds a little bit more of that darker profile to that sweetness of that wheat. I just really like it.
Yeah. Again, this is my list apparently,
yeah,
and not
definitely his list.
Definitely
his list,
and not Zach's list. What are we on now?
You have done 4, so now we're on 5.
Have we done 4?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is 5.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. All right. Next on my list is New Riff.
Single barrels.
Single barrels.
Yeah.
I have not met one of those that I really enjoy.
You definitely will not enjoy this one.
I want to. The great thing with New Riff is, like, if you are wanting to do a barrel pick, like, you could go down and do a quarter barrel pick with them and have your own barrel that you've picked and all that good stuff, which is all fine and good, but the bottles just fall flat for me. And there are some New Riff things that I like the what's the malted one?
6-year malted
Yeah,
rye.
the 6-year malted.
That's really good.
Yeah, the 6-year malted.
And the sherry 6-year malted rye is also really good.
I like those, but this, I've just not seen a single barrel that I've enjoyed.
So a friend of ours let me try a sample of that really short barrel that New Riff did that everybody got super hyped about up there in like the Cincinnati area. I thought it was like, man, I thought it was okay. But this one I got from Westport Whiskey and Wine, like back before COVID and back whenever like they were still consistently doing like really great picks over there.
Yeah.
And this bottle is one of the worst bottles I own. And it's not the worst New Riff pick I've ever had. I'm sorry, it is the worst New Riff pick I've ever had.
Yeah.
I've had some better ones than that, but that's not setting a very high standard. I've heard they've gotten better. I just haven't had one that's better.
And fair. Part of me, there has been just a lot of like manipulation of the bottle with a lot of our groups and stuff that have put like Lego things on the top of it that you know totally just to kind of make it caterable.
Yeah.
Just to kind of to me to sell the product that's in there that hasn't been very good.
1,000%.
So, anyway, it's just kind of overhyped to me. Next on the list, and you all know, I'm just going to put this out here just because Zach knows my disdain for Willett, and you all do too now. And I feel like Willett is overhyped, and all of Zach's buddies that are Willett fans are like giving me the middle finger right now.
I'm not exactly giving him the middle finger, but I don't necessarily disagree with him on this bottle. On the Family Estate 4-year rye, I haven't had one of those. I thought was really good. I think they're overpriced, but I will say most of the purple tops, most of the bourbon stuff I've had. I swear I thought you were going to drop that bottle.
Nah, I didn't drop anything.
I think most of them are pretty good. Obviously, where Willett has made their name, where their best stuff comes from is still their source stuff, though.
Yeah.
So,
overhyped. The next one is Angel's Envy. It's a fine bottle.
I love how you talk about these bottles like, you know, back in their day they were all right, but now it's just fine.
It's fine, but what is inside and the price of what is inside it just doesn't match up, man. And even their special releases, they're fine, but they're not like overwhelming.
Last year's was actually good.
They're not overwhelmingly great. They're good, but they're not overwhelmingly great. And you're going to spend, $250 to $300 for a cute box and it's fine. I just don't. It just doesn't match up to me. To me, this is a $40 bourbon.
Well, I think they are like $50, $60.
All of them. They're ryes, they're whatever. Yeah. Everything across the board to me is.
So I think whenever Angels first came out, they were, yes.
I've heard about their single barrels, and I've heard their single barrels are can be good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I just not had one.
I think to me, yes, these are, when they first came out, they were much more expensive. They were also one of the main finished products out there. I mean, there was obviously other stuff, but this is the main. And now, since a lot more people have gotten into it, they've lowered their price, which I think is smart. But I think there's, for me, not being a big finish guy, I think there's just some better stuff out there. I'd rather have a Starlight pick that was finished than any of that. And I like Angels. I think they're an awesome distillery. Yeah. I think some of their cast strengths from back in the day was actually pretty good. Yeah. But recently, I haven't had one I liked. So
it just, just not it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go with the old Elmer T. Lee. I don't know if any of you've actually ever had this or not, but it is a $40, $49 bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It's adequate for a $49 bourbon. But
you
the
mean
secondary,
for what it was originally priced at,
yes,
for its original purpose, it met its purpose.
Yes.
Before people got super excited about it and overpriced it and overhyped it.
And now, you can't find these hardly because they don't put them out very often. And because they don't put them out very often, people pay $250 to $300 for them.
Yeah.
And you will be sorely disappointed. Like, you will be really disappointed in the liquid inside if you pay $300 for this and drink it. Just the facts. There's nothing to this that is great. It's fine. It drinks like Buffalo Trace. I mean, it drinks like the Blantons. Like, it's okay. It's fine. There's just nothing great to it. There's nothing that stands out and goes, I would much rather have a William Heaven Hill 15 for this price.
Well, no kidding. But, trying to get one of those, the William Heaven Hill 15, you have to spend more.
Unless you get it at the distillery, which they're still giving out. But,
yeah, again,
like, it's just, to me, it's too much money for too little goodness.
I'll be honest with you. I don't have anything to say, and honestly, you're standing so tall in that soapbox there. I don't even know if I can step up to it.
And one of my good friends, his name is Elmer, and I know he drinks these all the time, and he loves them only because their name is Elmer, and so they share a kindred name. So whatever.
I didn't know you were so passionate about Elmer T.
I don't know that I'm that passionate about it either. Okay, so next on the list is
here we go,
the Weller Single Barrel. The hype is just, I don't understand it.
Oh, I get it. It's Weller.
I still don't understand it. Other than you want to complete the vertical.
Yeah, good luck doing that now with the Daniel Weller.
Oh, yeah, that Daniel Weller looks good. That bottle looks awesome.
Yeah, does it look like retail price of $400, $500 again?
Yeah, that's going to be like that.
Wait until the secondary hits.
Oh, yeah. So, I'll be honest with you, I don't even like this. This is one of them that I don't even enjoy drinking. And what you have to pay on the secondary market for this just blows me away.
The fact that these go for more than like an E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, a Four Roses LE, I don't know, like Stack Junior, a William Heaven Hill 15-year.
Yeah, whatever it is.
You can name you can name
100
a
bottles.
whole bunch of bourbons, and people will pay for that over those, and it blows my mind.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to crap on you anymore, but, because there are so many other good Weller products, but this one just...
not all of them are bad.
Yeah.
Just mostly that one.
Yes. And then last on the list...
Hurts my heart. Hurts my heart because it's true.
Is the Old Birthday Bourbon. There are some good ones. There are.
19.
Yeah. There are some good ones.
18.
But the truth is...
21.
Is the thing as a whole,
like 16.
For as hard as this bottle is to get on release day.
Well, you're not getting on release day anymore.
Yeah, because they're completely lottery now, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, to be lucky enough to get this, you're going to, like, you may like it, but there's a chance that you probably won't for what it is.
Yeah.
And then if you don't get it on that day, getting your hands on this for less than $800 probably is, you're going to be lucky to do that.
Yeah, it's, let's be real. We're fortunate because of how close we live to Old Forester. We get a lot of Old Forester products.
Yeah.
I have not gotten a 2021 or a 2022 birthday bourbon from Old Forester because since then, basically since 2020 releases, they basically dried up. They have released some 21 and some 22s down there, but honestly not a lot.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
So, yeah, that's our list of overrated. Please.
His list.
Okay, it's my list. Please crap on me for the rest of this time.
Or agree with him.
Or
tell him where Dave is right and where he knocked out of the park on stuff.
And again, don't blame Zach, because Zach had nothing to do with that whole list.
Wow. I'll still get 8.
Yeah. And tell us what's on your list, like your overrated list. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to read about it and see what it is. And until the next time,
we'll see you.
We'll see you.